So all day long you stand there, 8 hours, memorizing GRE words. And then, even though I'm a practitioner, in those situations, it still has some effect on you, right? So I was affected. My mind, vexations. Until I heard my friend. One time, in the midst of that, these younger, newly college graduate, business major folks, they always kind of laugh and they, like they're laughing at you because I was the only one Chinese. Everyone else was Latin American or black. They're looking at it like, I don't know what happened to this guy to end up here. So until one time I was having some vexations. At that moment, I overheard my colleague at a distance talking to someone else. And he said, "It's all good, man, it's all good." Talking about something else. It's all good. And suddenly, a well of burden released. It's all good. IAG. EAG. It's all good. First, when I introduced that, and I said to my friend, "It's all good, man." And he says, "Yeah, it's all good. It's all good." I'm like, "It's all good. It's all good." I discovered the fundamental teaching of Buddha nature. Tathagata Garba, 如来藏思想. It's all good. At that moment, I realized in the midst of vexations, there's freedom. Instead of living in someone else's dream, most of us not only living our own dreams, projecting onto the world, we live in someone else's dream. Right? For example, all of you have a certain idea of me. Whether you like me or you don't like me, that's yours. It's not me. It's yours. But if I play into that, you blame me for something, publicly humiliate me for something, that's yours. If I play into that, I live in your dream. I'm busy enough with my own dream. And I play in your dream, a Guo Gu in your dream, in your image, that's yours. Nothing to do with me. Even my own projections on the world. It's just these constructs. You're free. You're free from your own construct. You're free from other people's construct. The only reason you're not free is you take it personally. You take it and you play in other people's dream. The true nature of things is, of all things, including your own minds, it's all good. Your own mind shouldn't be caught up with vexations. 烦恼 shouldn't get caught up with these ups and downs. They're the filth in the glass. And when you are doing very well, successful, that's the clear water. You don't get caught up in that either. Right? These are constructs, your idea. And if you practice like that, chasing after the clear water, you can't practice. That's just substitution. Spiritual materialism. So when I heard that, I found the most profound teaching of Chan, and that is, I name it IAG. It's all good. Why is it all good? If there's a problem, you solve it. If you can solve it, it's all good. Right? You solved it. If it's a problem, you can't solve it. It's no longer yours. You can't solve it. So it's all good. So whether you solve it, good. If you can't solve it, no longer my problem. I tried. It's all good. So solve it, not solve it, it's all good. So I learned from my friends. And that really is a kind of transformative live way to understand the Dharma. The main point of tonight is understand our true self, our true mind is originally free from these constructs, compartmentalizations, these categories. Originally not there. When we are caught up by those things, then we become defined by them. We become limited by them. When we are limited by them, we will face obstacles. Right? So, when we encounter favorable situations, it's all good. When we encounter adverse challenges, it's all good. If you walk away tonight, if you just remember the analogy that I have about a person holding the stick to hit you, it's all good. Right? The real culprit, enemy, is not that person. It's vexations that's dominating the whole human race. Everyone around you. And then you can generate some genuine compassion. Right? See, that is the culprit. Right? That manipulate. Have people on strings like puppets. Vexation. So, if you want to hit back the stick, don't hit the person. Target the right thing. How to target? To see it as a construct. Construct. It's like having a dream. You dream of something, and you become more afraid because dream. You wake up, it's only a dream, right? Or it's like you drawing a picture, a paper tiger. You draw it so real, like, you become afraid. That's foolish. These constructs that we have of the world. It's like drawing a beautiful image, drawing an ugly image, and then reacting to it. Your own dream. Whereas each person has the full potential to become a Buddha, to become free. Not the paper tiger that you draw on that person. You project on that person. That person's it's a whole new person. But some of us, we can hold grudges, like our friend, or high school friend, for like 10, 20 years. Right? That's like holding that paper tiger. That person has already changed. But we hold that paper image drawing that this person is bad, did something bad to me. But that person changed. So that's compassion and wisdom. Wisdom to see through the veil of constructs, projections, and compassion to see the potential in yourself and in all beings. So in the very act of sitting meditation, wandering thoughts come. There's a natural display of the mind. It's like a stage. And the people are dancing on the stage. It's like the wandering thoughts. It's just the nature of thoughts to think. Whereas you go back to the method. Not grasping. After good experiences, not try to chase away wandering thoughts. Then the mind will begin to be clear, settle. And then you'll be able to see the nature of the mind. So, is that okay? What did you get out of tonight?
So good.
Yag. And I turn around, I start teaching my colleagues, the friends. They listen to rap music and so on. I start teaching them, Yag, man, Yag. He's like, Yag, what the hell is Yag? I am God? I'm like, no, I am God. They think, what's Yag? I am God, I-A-G, right? Like, no. It's all good. Like, hey, I like that. It's all good. And I told them, they get it. They get Buddha Dharma. I said, if you can solve a problem, you solve it. It's all good. If you can't solve it, it's not your problem. It's already beyond you. It's not your problem. It's all good. They say, yeah, it's all good. I said, it's all good. And they understand Buddha Dharma. So when someone be bad to you, it's all good. They're not themselves. They're controlled by all kinds of garbage, And just see through that. Like, yeah, man, it's all good. Right? So no matter where you are, who you interact with, everyone has full potential. Anything else that you got from tonight?
I have a question.
Sure.
About the person that holding stick hit you. What about the other side? Like, we keep asking ourselves, like, what have we done? Did I do something wrong? That sometimes we struggle with that feeling guilty. I must have done something wrong. What about that feeling on the other way?
Yeah. You're talking about, are you referring to the type of response that people kind of blame themselves? That maybe I did something wrong,
That's why he hit me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's on the other way, I blame myself.
Yeah. That's a very good question. Thank you for asking. There are many responses that we have. All of those responses tells you something about your own construct, your own picture of yourself, self-referential notion about yourself. Two people encounter the same problem. The fighter types, I'm gonna fight through this. Another person encounters the same problem, like, I can't do it. It's all my fault. Or the person may be very humble. I can't. In Chan, in Buddhism, humble person, seemingly, doesn't mean they have less self-attachment. It could be just as powerful, just as strong attachment to the self. All of these mechanisms of how we respond to the world is our self-attachment. So, recognize that. Path of recognition. So when you see that, you're the one who tend to respond to things in, oh, it's my fault, I'm sorry. Treat yourself nice. You see? Don't buy into that. Draw a paper tiger about yourself. It's like, yeah, I am that type of person. I'm always, maybe I did something wrong, and then you never get a raise. Because every time competition between your co-workers, you always wonder, I can't, here, go ahead. No! Your project is to, no, I'm going to tell the person. But first, you have to not buy into your own construct. See, you have to see through that veil. How do you do it? The simple exercise of following your breath will help. Do you believe it? The dynamics of meditation, following your breath. Wandering thoughts come, see it, bring it back to the method. Another wandering thought come, see it, bring it back to the method. If you do this, and I encourage everyone to meditate every day. This is your appointment with yourself to really begin the process of transformation, to be free. Once you do this, naturally, this mental exercise will start to transform